you talk a little bit about some of the returning guys and maybe how they've progressed between last year and this year?
Well, as far as the guys on defense, Heaney was a guy that had a great year. There were a lot of things for him to work on, and he's one of the real hard workers on the team. Dexter Linton is a guy I'm excited about at safety. Ja'Cory Shepard at corner. Jake Love, Ben Goodman. Those are all guys that I feel like with the playing experience they got last year, it will benefit us greatly this year. That's all that's coming to mind right now.
What about some of the guys like Cassius coming in and Cassius Sindish? I mean, he's a guy that we heard a lot about coming in. I mean, I know you guys haven't got pads on and things like that, but do you notice? Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you tell?
Well, the something about Cassius is he has a rare maturity level. This is very, very important to him. And a lot of times with people coming in, it's a new pace, it's a new structure, and it catches him off guard. And Cassius is not that way. He is all in, and I am very excited about it.
What about Ja'Cory? I mean, how's he progressed? I mean, we saw last year he has the physical skills to be able to do it. I mean, but mentally, is he kind of catching up to?
No question. Ja'Cory is light years ahead of where he was. He was a guy that obviously moved from receiver. I don't remember exactly, but it was in fall camp. He didn't get any reps in spring on defense at corner. As he progressed throughout the year, about halfway through, we felt good enough about him mentally to where we could put him in, because physically there's no question he has the tools to be very successful, and he's going to be a good player for us. And with the way the ball's thrown around in this league, we're going to need it.
We've heard about a lot of these guys, and looking at just at the depth chart right now, it looks like you guys got some players in that defensive backfield. But I mean, you still got more guys that we've heard a lot about too coming in. Obviously, you can't talk about those guys yet, but is that going to be an issue? I mean, how much of a jump start do these guys get that are here in spring? It's got to be important when you got that much talent coming in, right?
It's crucial, and the guys that are here in spring, it really gives them, it's an invaluable, not just the 15 practices, not just the physical part, but the mental aspect of it. And then anybody that's new, I don't care if you're a football player or you're a regular student, there's a little bit of a transition period. And like somebody like Cassius has adjusted incredibly well mentally to things, but there's some competition out there, and we have raised our talent level. Coach Weiss and our staff, I think we do a good job evaluating players, because recruiting is two-pronged. There's the selling part, but then there's the evaluation part. And I really feel like there's some good people and some good athletes that we brought in.
How about you? I mean, you're kind of stepping into a new role this year. Can you talk a little bit about that transition, what that's been like so far? I know it's early, but
I'm pumped. This is something I've worked a long time for. Coach Weiss gave me a shot, and there's a lot of great coaches I've worked with and for, including the 3 guys on the defensive staff. We got 3 young guys, Mo Crum, Ty Greenwood, and Max Anye-Bouye, who I think are awesome. They're all going to be great coaches. But I've worked at the secondary at Florida, at SMU with Phil Bennett. That to me, this was just the next natural step. But I've been in the secondary for so long that it feels very natural to me.
Is it kind of, the idea, the thought is once you get to the position, you okay, now I can put on the brakes a little bit or kind of catch my breath. But is it the opposite of that? Does it almost make it worse?
It's a grind, but no matter what role anybody has in an organization, it's always a full day's work. For me, there's a lot more recruiting responsibilities, and I'm busy calling coaches all over Dallas, Texas, to build relationships with the ones I don't know and renew the ties with the ones I do. So it's a full day, and let alone with the spring schedule. The way Coach Weiss set it up, it's awesome, because on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you have more time to recruit and to get your own things done that you need done.
Again, I know you guys haven't got on the field too much yet this first week, but I mean, even in the weight room or just around the building, are you starting to figure out who your leaders are in that defensive backfield right now?
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned Cassius being a really headstrong guy, but
Cassius is coming again. He is really ahead of a almost all players that come in as far as his mental approach to the game. You know, I really look for Dexter Linton to be a leader for us. We lost 4 guys last year that started out of our secondary, and Dexter and Ja'Cory played the most. But by the nature of the position, safety has to be more of a quarterbacking position on defense. So I look for him to step up and be a leader. I really do.
What about Tevin Shaw? I mean, just seeing him, we didn't see him obviously on the field, but we could see it. We watched him in the practice field, and obviously you saw him a lot. How's this guy kind of progressed, and how's he starting off?
I'm very pleased with Tevin. I am very pleased with Tevin. His recall from last year, you know, we've tweaked a lot of things defensively, but his recall from the stuff that stayed the same is right on point. And the guy is strong as an ox. He is a physical player, and he's working hard at his technique and learning the defense, because it has to get to the point where it's automatic. That if you have to think out there, it's over. And that's why we rep everything so much and talk about everything so much, because it's got to be an automatic thing where you do it without thinking. But I'm very pleased with Tevin.
How much fun are you having this week?
It's
I mean,
awesome.
Is it good to get back in the groove of things?
It's awesome. This is why you do this. Spring is really it's as fun as any time of the year, because you're getting to coach football and mix it up with the guys. Yet it's not the day-to-day grind that the season sometimes takes a toll as it progresses on everybody involved, players and coaches, support staff too. So.